Now, thousands of people are expected to take to the streets of Dublin on Saturday as part of the Rise and Repeal March, which calls for abortion to be made legal. Let's find out a bit more now about the abortion law in Ireland and the campaign for change. Huge issue in Ireland right now, in the news every single day. Let's talk to Janet O'Sullivan, who is a pro-choice advocate, and Katie Ascough, a pro-life campaigner and part of the Students for Life group at University College Dublin. Thank you both very much for joining me. Janet, if I can start with you, why do you think there's been such a big push now to get the law changed?
Thank you for having me on. I'm so pleased you reached out to the Abortion Rights Campaign to speak with us today. There's been a huge groundswell over the last 5 years where people have realised just how restrictive Ireland's abortion law is. We've had the UN Human Rights Committee explain how our laws currently breach women's human rights, and we've a range of people who are becoming more informed on the issue and realising that to legislate at all for abortion, except for when there's a risk to life to a woman, to legislate for grounds wider than that, we need to have a referendum to repeal the 8th Amendment. So which is why I'm so glad that tens of thousands of people will be joining us on Saturday on the march.
Katie, how do you feel when you hear the UN saying things like women are subjected to cruel, inhumane and degrading treatment because of the law right now in Ireland, and that's coming from the UN?
Well, I have to say, I think when we're talking about abortion, I think it's really, really important that we do address exactly what the Abortion Rights Campaign and other bodies are talking about. They're talking about wide-ranging abortion, and I really do not think that's what the Irish people want. And if we look at what that actually means in other countries, if we look at the UK, for example, that means that 9 in 10 babies prenatally diagnosed with Down syndrome are being aborted, and also there has been a 3-fold increase in the amount of babies aborted with cleft palate. So that's not the kind of thing I think the Irish people are looking for, and I don't think that that's what we need right now.
Janet, how much support do you actually have? Because some opinion polls are saying that only 7% of the Irish population want things to remain as they are.
That's pretty much the fact. Only 7% of the population do not want any change to our abortion laws, and for any change to happen whatsoever, we need to have a referendum to repeal the 8th Amendment to our Constitution. We're seeing this as a massive ground support, wide-ranging all across the country. The Abortion Rights Campaign currently has 16 regional groups and more growing every single day. We've got all of the students' unions and UCD Students' Union and our National Students' Union body are joining us at the march on Saturday. It is a wide range of people across all of our society that know we need for this change to happen.
7% then, Katie, we're hearing of people don't want a change. Would you support then a referendum? Would you like it to go to the vote?
I would actually just like to point out again what's really at stake here. It's maybe 7% are saying that, but what the Abortion Rights Campaign is actually pushing for is wide-ranging abortion, and that is not what the Irish people are looking for.
Katie, are you in favour of some kind of changes then to allow abortion in some instances?
So I think that we can really celebrate what the 8th Amendment has done for Ireland. I think it's wonderful that we can celebrate 100,000 lives that are 100,000 Irish people that are alive today because of the 8th Amendment. And I think it really is something to be celebrated, and it's something to be protected as well. And I also like to point out that the 8th Amendment, it does say that it protects the life of the mother and the baby equally, and as far as practicable, it will protect the life of the unborn child. But in any case that the woman needs medical treatment that is going to, unfortunately, end the life of the unborn child, she will always be given that treatment. So it's not like the 8th Amendment is putting this death sentence on women in any case. I think it's really something to be celebrated.
Katie, I have to let Janet respond. You're shaking your head there adamantly, Janet.
The Eighth Amendment not only affects abortion rights, it affects birth rights in this country. Basically, once an embryo implants in a woman's body, the only rights that are retained are your right to life and your right to travel. There's no right to an abortion when there's a catastrophic risk to a woman's health. So it is not just abortion rights, it's wide-ranging right across birth rights and bodily autonomy and medical consent in pregnancy. Yes, we do want people to have access to healthcare here in Ireland. 170,000 people have made the journey to the UK and gave an Irish address when they travelled to have an abortion. We need healthcare at home in Ireland. There are lots of people then who cannot travel to the UK to have an abortion, and they must risk, if they use the abortion pills, a 14-year criminal sentence in our country. Our country allows women to travel to the UK to have an abortion, but when they come home, they do not face legal repercussions, but they're still returning to a country who said they should face 14 years criminal sentence. It is abhorrent.
It is. It's a hugely emotional and controversial issue, but thank you both very much for joining us from Ireland.